Hello everyone and welcome back to another fantastic episode of Genshin Impact. Doesn't Celestia look so nice in the not evening setting? Maybe it's afternoon evening setting. I don't know what it is or how it shows up. That's just what was there. It's pretty, it's really cool. Generally when we start it's late enough that this is all turned to like night sky and stuff. Anyway, welcome Kurhu, welcome Zeldalise, welcome everybody, thanks for checking in. For those of you watching after the stream, I do want to remind you that we stream these videos live at twitch.tv/unexpectedlyrandom. We are here Monday through Saturday at some time in the PM Central Time, mostly whenever I get here. But make sure you follow us on Twitch to join the chaos and check out our streaming schedule for the current lineup. We also have a Facebook and Instagram. Those are the best places to stay up to date with any changes that may occur pertaining to the streaming schedule. And we have a TikTok and the social media platform formerly known as Twitter, if you want to check us out over there. Otherwise, I think we are ready to go do a thing. Yeah, need to do, there's one thing I need to do here. Check our 13 days left. Okay. We need to do our dailies, so we'll go ahead and do that. Sing, forge, repeat. Welcome, welcome. Since we're already here in Mondstadt, we'll go find our recipe here. Let's go ahead and get some
radish veggie soup.
seed lollies so we can jump over stuff better. The Vision Hunt decree. And they were roommates. So yeah, we'll get our dailies done here and then we will roll out to the main quest. Why was there a swirly thing? This seems very dangerous. I'm out of stamina. I can't. Okay, I guess that was a thing.
Is it too much to carry? Here, let me help.
Bizarre. We need to go find Victor, it appears. I don't recall who Victor is. Oh, it's you.
Yeah.
I've been watching you. What do you want? Got a proposition for you. How would you like to join the Fatui? You wish, isn't that right? Well, this is Mondstadt. I'll give it some thought. Hey, what do you mean you'll give it some thought? Shouldn't we be refusing right away? Okay, so this dialogue is don't care. Bring a trophy from Amida Churl. Just a horn. Okay. all the way over there.
Get to work! Shut! With all my strength!
Elemental guy, go.
All eyes on me!
Maybe he popped.
Stand with me!
You know what? Hello!
Our bond is strong! Suffer the wrath of Eastly! Coming through!
Okay. Mighty churl.
Lightning, terrified! Positions!
Well, there's another daily quest over this way. I think. Yeah, down here. Because if we can snag this before we go back and drop off the other one that we're working on, that will streamline things a lot. Yep, straight ahead. I don't think so.
Stand with me! With all my strength! Dance with the waves! Sign here, please! Here! Positions! Show no mercy! Lolene! Eat Papa! Get him!
Yeah, radish. Apples. Apples are good. Okay. Nothing else on our way back in? No. Oh, we're just going to teleport. Hmm. Yep, it's passable. Let me tell you about the Fatui. This is the same stuff we've had before. I'm not, interested. Going over here first. Well, I wasn't going to fight you guys, but, you want to turn this powwow into a, party, I suppose.
I'm tired already.
This seems like maybe a treasure hoarder situation, or possibly a field pillar. Nope, it's still village girls.
I'll settle this. Get to work. All eyes on me. Our bond is strong. With a smile.
There we go. Okay, and then... Actually, hold on. Before I do this... Maybe too late. That's not what I wanted. Nope, it's not too late. Good. Cool. Go ahead and get Kooky healed back up before we head in there.
Stand with me. Show no mercy. Suffer the wrath of Eatly. All my strength. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm really just here for the towers.
Fulfill our pact.
There's somebody stuck on the platform above me. Let me help them. Didn't actually, work at all.
Watch out.
Come on. This is probably Leanne. Let's find out what her troubles are. What are you doing here, traveler? I'm out looking for carrots, but have not had much luck so far. Could you help me? I only need 2 carrots. Sure. Great, I'll keep looking around here in the meantime. When you're done, come and see me. So I'm pretty sure I've got 2 carrots. Found anything yet? Sure did. Perfect. This is for you. Cool. Well, glad we could help. This whole zone we haven't got yet. Okay, well, we're gonna go to Liyue and turn in our adventure stuff. And get our rewards and check in on the toy seller and see if our Hotel Rattan doll is here. It's probably not because Granny Shan likes causing disappointment. And it's not. Incredibly disappointing. Granny Shan, you had one job. Could you imagine running barefoot through the largest harbor in the region? Not a care in the world.
Ad
Just
Astra
pitter-pattering
Abyssosque.
along.
Welcome to the Adventurers Guild.
Claim. Go again. Claim.
Ad Astra Abyss. Thank you for completing.
Now we go here because I have to claim this. Because if I don't claim this, then we hemorrhage our stuff. Ended up pulling him the other day, much to my chagrin. And yes, that's slightly contrary to my previous assessment of how we were going to be pulling characters, and Hu Tao is still our primary objective, but we had an intermediate objective come up that has only been back once since the character was released, so that was a thing. So we did that. Now we can go back to our main quest. That's not the button that does that. That's not the button that does that. I mean, that would have got us there eventually, but this is where we're going. Back to the island nation of Inazuma.
They say the Tenryou Commission is directly controlled by the Shogun. They're the ones responsible for maintaining law and order in Inazuma, the ones actually enforcing the Vision Hunt decree. But why would they take action against one of their own? Paimon doesn't get it. Huh? There seems to be some commotion over there. Let's go see what's happening.
I'll ask one more time. Do you intend to withhold this month's emergency provisions?
The entire clan is counting on that food. We demand an explanation.
How many times do I have to say it? I don't know anything about emergency provisions.
You dare deceive us? Those provisions are essential. Do you understand? Not some goods to be pocketed by greedy samurai.
You samurai think you can just do whatever you please? The Tenryou Commission will hear of this.
Hi. Emergency provisions? Like emergency food?
Oh, huh? And who are you? One of Kurosawa's gang, no doubt.
What? We just happened to be passing by. We heard the commotion and came to see what the matter was.
I see. You seem to have come just at the right time. Perhaps you can help us settle this matter. This is Kurosawa. He's a samurai and a member of the Shogun's army. They issue emergency provisions to the area, and he's the one responsible for distribution. In the past, we'd simply ask him for provisions and everything would be delivered. Now, he suddenly refuses to give us anything. He's keeping the provisions for himself. I just know it. We'll starve without them.
No one seems to care about us. We used to think Kurosawa was a kind man, but he's shown his true colors. He's the same as all the other samurai. It's no wonder all the visions have been confiscated. The Raiden Shogun doesn't need people like him helping her rule the nation.
This must be one of the people Ayaka asked us to help. But why would she ever want us to help someone like him? Maybe we should talk to Kurosawa and see what he has to say.
Instead of treating him like he's an invisible third party that's not actively listening to everything we're saying. Hello.
I've never even heard of these emergency provisions. I don't know whether it's rumors or whether they're trying to blackmail me. But either way, it's ridiculous. If I was hoarding supplies, would I still be the poor man I am today?
He's either good at acting or he does actually sound genuinely troubled by this situation.
My own family can barely get by as it is. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got other matters to attend to.
I heard you lost your vision recently. Suddenly, he's blind.
And that's the first bit of truth I've heard all day. The Shogun's army told me that I was unworthy of my vision. And they said I was slacking off in my work. Apparently, I'd even disappointed the Raiden Shogun. And that's why they confiscated my vision.
Well, that's strange. You were helping enforce the Vision Hunt Decree. Why would you be unworthy of your vision?
To be perfectly honest, I don't seem to remember the details.
Which is consistent with other people losing
All
their
I
vision.
know is that I would perform certain things every month. But I don't recall what they were.
Emergency provisions, perhaps?
And it's not just that. I have this unsettling feeling, like someone owes me something.
Does it have to do with the missing emergency provisions?
I didn't take any. Like I said, if I was taking them for myself, I wouldn't be going through such hard times right now.
So this activity was going on, and then he lost his vision, and with it went his memory of basically everything that he had before.
To top it all
Kind of like
off,
the other one that we
my
had.
house was just raided by treasure hoarders, which is why I came here in the first place. I was chasing after them when I got held up by these two. If you don't believe me, go find the treasure hoarders yourself. If there were any emergency provisions to be had, they would have found them.
Oh, I like beating up treasure hoarders.
Huh. He seems to be telling the truth, but we better confirm. Let's go round up those treasure hoarders and see what they have to say. We should be able to follow their tracks. They couldn't have gone too far.
Midori in Koichi. Midori. I sped that up way too much. Let's talk about the outside world again. Again? Really now? Since you're so eager to hear about it, let me tell you something new then. So what do you want to know? What is that place called Leeway on the other side of the ocean like? Leeway is super famous for its rocks. You know that too, right? But you definitely know that those rocks from Liyue are actually little animals. They can run, yell, and jump. Wow, that's so cool. What about Fontaine? The roads of Fontaine are all built mid-air. Wagons that people ride fly like egrets. It only takes a short while to get from one side of the village to another. What about Sumeru? The Sumeru locals have it more difficult. There are grass all over the ground, after all. They eat and drink grass. There are no egg rolls, no dango. Or Sumeru. If only I could get out of here, I would probably be on the other side of the sea already. Ugh. Rocky animals, flying wagons, please wait for me.
I've been to the outside world before. I wonder what's on the other side.
Oh, I see the marker on my map. I was expecting to use elemental sight to track them, but it looks like I just have to come out here and beat them up. Hello down there.
We really outdid ourselves this time. All those samurai houses packed with goods. We really hit the jackpot. I mean, besides that one house.
You haven't seen anything yet. There'll be a lot more where this came from. Today's just the beginning. I'll be leading you all on an epic journey of pillage and plunder that will go down in Hoarder history.
Your adventure ends today.
Man, boss.
These seem like the treasure hoarders we're after. Let's teach them a lesson.
Gladly.
Stand with me. Show no mercy. Positions. This dance is for you.
Ha.
Oh, there goes all the Mora. We worked hard to steal that, you know? Come on, boss. Think of something.
Not bad, kid. You ever think of joining the treasure hoarders? We could use someone like you.
Not likely. Word has it you looted Kurosawa's house.
Kurosawa? Oh, I remember. So he's the one who sent you after us, huh? Just our luck. I knew we shouldn't have hit that place.
So what did you see inside? Was it stuffed with food supplies?
Food supplies? You kidding? That place was a complete mess. All we found was a strange-looking box, hopefully with valuables inside. I didn't want anyone else to see it, so I was planning on opening it myself once we got back. But now that you've caught us, how about we make a deal? That little box for our freedom. What do you say?
Not a chance.
You've got a deal. Now
Climb
show
on.
us what's in the
Climb
box.
up.
Huh?
What the?
There's nothing in here but IOUs.
Yeah, a lot of them too. And they all seem to be made out to the owner of a general goods store, a Miss Aoi. We're talking tons of
Aoi?
Mora here. We better talk to this Miss Aoi and get to the bottom of this. As for you guys, you're free to go. Just pray that our paths don't cross again.
Imagine getting intimidated by a floating 2-foot-tall gremlin.
Yes, of course.
So, we redeemed ourselves for some IOUs. Does that mean we broke even?
Shut it. Let's just get out of here.
Also, all the money you stole.
I've been to the outside world before.
Oh, the Smithy. Kiminami. Meow.
Can I improve my culinary skills?
Meow. Oh, I'm standing in the cat. Sorry.
Please speak to President Sung.
I'm going this way. A sword. Dropping in.
Welcome to Tsukumomono Groceries. We've got
Tsukumomono?
everything you need. Can I help you find something? Or perhaps there's something you want to inquire about?
Yes. How did you know?
Ah, so you're friends of Kurosawa, I take it? Perhaps you're here to pay off his debts.
Whoa! Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We're just here to learn where they all came from. How did Kurosawa end up owing you so much money? Did he buy anything super expensive here?
The multiple entries of IOUs would insinuate that it was multiple transactions, not a single one.
Let me think. Kurosawa would come regularly to purchase large quantities of foodstuffs. He'd always put the payment on his own account. However, the price of provisions began to skyrocket recently, and his salary was no longer enough to cover the cost.
Ouch.
So, he started writing out IOUs to cover whatever he couldn't afford of the usual amount.
So he was simply going and buying the monthly provisions, and they've been harassing him about something that they didn't even realize he was doing out of his own pocket.
So that's how he was getting those emergency provisions. But why did he have to purchase a usual amount? If the prices increased, couldn't he just buy less?
Well, if you think about it, the citizens receiving the emergency provisions must have been carefully calculating how much they needed to sustain them each time. Kurosawa thought that it would be quite the disappointment for them if they found they didn't have enough, especially after such long and careful planning. So he deemed it necessary to take on the debt rather than let the people down.
And maybe that's why the Shogun, or at least the Shogun's army, got mad at him, because he was helping out the people that they didn't really care to help out.
Wow. Kurosawa was purchasing all the emergency provisions at his own expense. And no one ever appreciated what he did. They just complained and held him accountable.
Now, what about the part about him feeling like somebody owes him something?
People's attitudes will always reflect their circumstances. In the face of hardship, nobody cares to think twice. If you ask me, had Kurosawa told everyone the truth about the supplies from the start, then there wouldn't be such a severe backlash now. Of course, I'm sure there would still have been some unrest. What he was doing was truly a thankless deed. As for why he chose to spend his own money on emergency provisions and never tell anyone, I'm still not too clear myself. If you're still curious, why don't you go ask him yourself?
He doesn't remember.
I see. That reminds me, it seems that his vision was recently confiscated. Most unfortunate. If he doesn't clear the debt on his name, he'll have no choice but to sell that sword that is so dear to him.
Sword? What sword?
Oh, didn't he tell you? He possesses a very valuable blade. He's carried it for years now. I've asked him about its origins. He told me that it was a gift from his father, that it was too precious to sell. In hindsight, I regret that I never made an offer on it. Everything has its price, at least that's what I think. Why don't you ask him about the sword yourself? Perhaps it'll even provide you with the answers you're looking for. Oh, but before you go, if you would kindly settle today's bill.
But we didn't buy anything.
Information is also a kind of commodity, wouldn't you agree? Don't worry, I won't charge much for information about Kurosawa. Nothing we ever discussed was explicitly confidential anyway. Oh, let me think. 2,000 mora should be a fair price.
Seems like extortion.
At least we now know where the emergency provisions are coming from. Plus, we found out that Kurosawa has a priceless sword in his possession. Let's go talk to Kurosawa again and see if he can remember anything.
Realistically, if he doesn't remember anything, then the sword wouldn't be quite so precious to him, and he could potentially sell it, right? Are you struggling with the door there? Going over your fence. Wee! Hello.
What are you doing here all by yourself? Where did those other two go?
I presented them with a choice. Either they left or I drew my sword. They left. It turned out to be a real time saver, actually. Perhaps I should start using it more often. Did you manage to track down the treasure hoarders? Everything I said was true, right?
I don't know Yoriki. I don't know what this is, if that's a title or if that's a, what that is. Actually, you recount your encounter with the treasure hoarders and the conversation with Aoi.
It turns out that you really were distributing emergency provisions, but they were all purchased at your own expense.
Strange. Is that really the kind of person I was? I don't really have any such recollection. Even after all you've told me, I still don't remember anything.
He kind of sounds vaguely like, what's his name? It'll come to me. Hold on. Zuko from Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Why was I purchasing emergency provisions for everyone? And why would I put myself in such a difficult situation? I really don't understand. But I cannot deny that when I brandished my sword to scare those two away, I could sense that my body was somehow reluctant to do so.
Mind if we have a look?
This sword was once wielded by my father.
Well, he remembers that much.
I remember once when I was young, I wanted to sneak out with the blade and show it off to the kids next door. My father ended up catching me in the act and scolded me severely. What did he say? I can't seem to remember that either. It would seem that I forgot many important things when my vision was taken from me. So many memories gone. Forever. No matter how hard I try to remember.
I hope we can restore these people's visions. That would be cool.
All I can remember now is my father telling me that this blade bore his life's creed. Before he passed away, he placed the sword in my hands and said to me, "With this sword, you should..."
Hey, if you look carefully, there seems to be some words engraved on the hilt. Can you recognize the words?
The words are virtue and justice.
Virtue and justice? Somehow those two words seem to explain everything now. Taking on seemingly endless debts to make others happy. I guess that must have been my greatest ambition after all. But what use are virtue and justice? I purchased the provisions for those in need. And look how things ended up. The Tenryou Commission seized my vision. And the very people I was so desperately trying to help refused to understand me. And the irony of all of it is, I somehow still felt sorry when threatening them with my blade. I'm incapable of being a good person, yet I'm equally unable to be bad. I don't know what to do with myself.
Yet another troubled soul. When we get the chance, let's speak to Toma about Kurosawa's debt. The Yashiro Commission would surely help cover his expenses. In any case, we must never let him sell off that sword.
Losing a vision is no trifling matter.
Yeah, seems like losing all ambition is a terrible experience. Fortunately for us, you don't have a vision.
Thanks, Paimon.
Let's go find the next poor soul.
Wasn't that the third one? I thought there were only 3 that I had to deal with. Oh, come on. Was it 3 or was it 5? It doesn't say. I was pretty sure it was 3, but that's obviously not right.
The third person who had their vision taken is supposed
there
to
was
be
only
a
2.
famous sword master around these parts.
Where did my main character go?
Paimon heard that he's the present-day master of Meikyo Shisui art. Sounds
Meikyo
pretty
Shisui?
impressive. This is his dojo. Luckily, there's some people around. Let's go talk to them.
Nanako, don't worry. Sensei will be fine. Those thugs that challenged the dojo were strong, but he fought them all off in the end, didn't he?
Maybe, but I'm still worried about him. Things have gotten dangerous before in the past, but it's never shaken him. This time, though...
It's just because he's been possessed, that's all. Once the exorcism has taken place, he'll be right as rain in no time.
Hey there! Did something happen?
Who are you?
I'm me.
I don't care whether you're trespassers or just here to harass us while Sensei is impaired. Get out of here immediately!
Chill, Junior.
Don't make me draw my blade, or you won't live to regret it.
Ah, bro's gonna use his blade against me. Not a chance.
No! You got it so wrong! We just came here to...
I'm like, Paimon, how are you gonna talk us out of this one? Your mouth gets us into so much trouble. See, get us out of some for a moment.
Disciples?
Yep. We've heard all about the mighty master of Meikyo Shisui art. It's the whole reason we came all this way, to seek him out and ask him to train us. But then we got here and overheard you talking about how he got possessed or something?
From the way you're dressed, it doesn't look like you're from around here.
And you know, the way that you're floating 3 feet off the ground.
Please, accept my apologies. We've had so many people trying to cause us trouble recently that we're on high alert. You haven't arrived at the best of times, I'm afraid. Sensei got possessed recently, and he's still recovering. He's not able to take on any new disciples for the time being.
I'm not going back until I can call him my sensei.
I see you are earnest in your pursuit. Okay, how about this? My fellow disciple Nanako and I will explain Sensei's situation to you in a little more detail. Then you can decide whether to stay or to leave. Sensei's name is Domon, a name I'm sure you've already heard. Though self-taught, he mastered the art of the sword to a high level. He then proceeded to defeat many other prominent sword masters, never losing a single fight. He once said that his goal was to become the best sword master in the world. And so, even while training us, he continued to hone his own art. His fervor truly inspired us, and we trained hard, determined to keep up with him. But then...
Everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked.
Not long ago, Sensei had his vision taken away. He hasn't been the same since. He says the strangest things over and over, and he refuses to let us train. Junya and I have discussed it, and we both think that he's being possessed by an evil spirit. So, we've asked the Shrine Maidens from the Grand Narukami Shrine to perform an exorcism.
Narukami?
But if I'm honest, I still have my doubts over whether he'll completely recover.
The Grand Narukami Shrine? What's that?
You haven't heard of it? It's the largest shrine on Narukami Island. The head shrine maiden is reputed to have very close ties with the almighty Shogun herself. Not that we'd have any means of involving the head shrine maiden, of course. But even one of the ordinary shrine maidens from the Grand Narukami Shrine would have clear power and authority to perform an exorcism. So don't worry, Nanako. Sensei is going to be just fine.
So what they're saying is he just needs some exercise and he'll be right as rain.
The exorcism will take place this evening. You're both more than welcome to come and watch if you're interested.
So, losing your vision can cause possession? Guess we should come back this evening and see for ourselves.
I can't imagine that he's actually possessed. Just loss of willpower. 18 to 24. Okay. I can do... Hey, look, we've got mail. There's half of that Moro we spent on the information about what's his name. You're welcome to come back tonight. Yeah, I'll just stand here on your doorstep for 17 hours. She's eating her little tart.
So you decided to come. It's a good thing you didn't arrive any earlier. You would have had to witness Sensei in one of his fits of madness.
Literally been standing here the whole time. I saw everything.
Just now, when Nanako was attending to him, she heard him whispering a few names to himself.
Names? What names would those? I don't know if that's better or worse. You get to see more of my microphone.
When she asked him who the people were, he suddenly looked panic-stricken and pushed her away. It looked like he was in great distress. He was covering his ears and looking frantically around him with bloodshot eyes. All the while he kept calling those names. Some of them we knew, others we didn't recognize. But they all seemed to be the names of sword masters he had defeated in the past. One of them was Anzai. He used to be a fellow disciple of Sensei's. His senior, in fact. But Sensei defeated him in a duel many years ago, and he has been a wanderer ever since. Sensei wouldn't stop calling his name. Thankfully, the Shrine Maidens managed to subdue him, so the exorcism can finally continue.
Continue? I thought it wasn't supposed to start until tonight. That was why I showed up when I did.
The ritual has now begun. All we can do is patiently await the result. Here's hoping Sensei will be back to his normal self very soon. Please, excuse me for a moment while I fetch some water. If he wakes up, he is sure to be thirsty.
Bye. That was strange.
Huh? Who's that sneaking around? Uh-oh. Could they be here to mess up the exorcism? We won't let them get away with it. Come on, let's go after them.
Shouldn't we stand guard at the door?
Get to work! Return to the skies.
Oh, he's over here.
Seems they aren't here. Should we keep going further up? Is this definitely the right place? Let's look a little further up.
Hey, a spin crystal.
Aha! Suspicious person sighted! That's gotta be it!
I got you.
How did you catch up with me
Because you're like
so quickly?
80 and I'm an alien from another world. Also, the flower on my hair has the purple center piece. Stamen? Pistil? I don't remember which flower part that is.
Are you sure you're Domon's disciples? You move even quicker than he does. Unless... I guess it's been a few years. Maybe his skills have improved again.
It's Anzai.
Excuse me? We keep asking the questions here. First off, who are you? And what are you doing sneaking around these parts? You seem like bad news, mister.
Bad news? I'll have you know I trained side by side with Domon back in the day.
Domon.
Long before you ever showed up. I don't care to talk about that time anymore. But if you must know, I am Domon Senior.
Senpai?
His senior? Wait, that means you must be...
Anzai. Yes, that's me.
Anzai? Yes, that's me. Senpai Anzai.
Because I don't wish to see Domon or anyone else associated with him ever again.
And why on earth were you sneaking around the place where Domon lives?
When we were young, we trained under the same sword master, studying Meikyo Shisui art together.
Meikyo Shisui.
I had begun training 5 years before him, and everyone looked up to me as a steady and dependable older disciple. Practitioners of Meikyo Shisui art seek to achieve stillness of mind, freedom from all agitation. So the majority of disciples are indifferent to rank and reward. I was no exception. But Domon was different. The first thing he did when he joined was go straight to our sensei and ask him, with a beaming smile on his face, how to become the best in the world. Sensei scolded him and told him that the art of the sword should not be used for such vain ends. Sensei said that coveting the title of the best sword master, barely days into his training, showed that he had a fickle mind, and that this would impede him from ever mastering the blade. I thought so too at the time, but Domon began making swift progress in his training and even started catching up with me. Only then did I realize that it was Domon who had long since freed his mind from all agitation. He was consumed by his singular desire to become the best in the world. He sought nothing less than perfection in the art of the sword, and nothing could deter him from this goal, no matter what stood in his way.
Sure sounds like he meant business. So how come you don't want to ever see him again?
Because until he arrived, I was convinced that I would succeed our sensei as the master of Meikyo Shisui art. Of all the disciples,
Jealous.
I was the most gifted. I had trained the longest. Everyone had high expectations from me.
And as your sensei said, your desire to be the best will prevent you from mastering the blade.
Domon's arrival changed everything. When we sparred, I lost not just the match, but my pride and my status too.
Rip.
I fled the dojo that day and never looked back. Later, I heard that he sparred with Sensei too. Sensei was advanced in years by then, and unfortunately that match used up every last ounce of energy in his body. After that, I wanted nothing further to do with him. Deep down, though, I still respected his mastery of the blade and his commitment to the art of the sword. So, when I heard rumors that he had lost his mind,
My first reaction was to dismiss them as false. How could he, of all people, have lost his mind? His mind was the sharpest of them all. He had practiced Meikyo Shisui art to perfection. I decided to quietly come and see if it were true. Then, to my complete astonishment, I heard him call my name. I thought mine was a name he had long since forgotten. So you see, I came here not to cause him any harm. I just wanted to see for myself. Okay, you've heard my story. You should get back now. The exorcism is probably finishing.
Seems like we got it wrong this time. He wasn't here to mess up the exorcism at all. Still, Paimon's not sure we should bring him back with us. Let's go see how the exorcism's coming along.
What? You're saying he isn't possessed? Does that mean he's just lost his mind? But how is that possible? No, I refuse to believe it. Something's clearly wrong.
Nanako, please. Try not to get agitated.
I am sorry. With what powers I have, I can find no sign of any malignant spirit having possessed Domon. But spirits may take a myriad of forms in this world, many of which I cannot claim to have witnessed myself. Thus, I dare not rule out possession with complete certainty. And all is certainly not lost, for I received word not long ago that Lady Yae has taken an interest in your sensei's case.
I think this is the first mention of Lady Yae, and I'm pretty sure I know exactly who they're talking about.
Lady Yae? Is that the same Lady Yae that I think you mean?
She is presumably the head maiden of the shrine, the Narukami shrine.
The head shrine maiden of the Grand Narukami Shrine? That's wonderful news! Then Sensei will be sure to recover.
Correct. Lady Yae is most knowledgeable indeed, and has abundant experience in the exorcism of evil spirits and aversion of great calamities. I am unable to say for certain whether an evil spirit has possessed your sensei, but Lady Yae can give a conclusive verdict.
Excuse me, Miss Inagi, but I must ask, should we prepare a greeting gift for Lady Yae?
That won't be necessary. All that is required of you is your timely arrival at the Grand Narukami Shrine. Lady Yae does not like to be kept waiting. I must leave now, but we will meet soon.
Where did I come from?
I wish Domon a full and speedy recovery.
Who'd have thought Lady Yae herself would have taken notice of our sensei's case?
Do you mean to say that Sensei isn't renowned enough to deserve Lady Yae's attention?
No, that's not what I meant at all. You misunderstand me. I just mean this is Lady Yae, the head shrine maiden. She has direct and close contact with the almighty Shogun herself. Anyway, you should join us too, tomorrow. Given that you've traveled all this way just to meet our sensei, we, the disciples of Meikyo Shisui art, will do our best to help you.
I will gladly join.
Sure! After all, everyone seems pretty excited about Lady Yae. We're curious to meet her too.
If you watch closely when their eyes blink, I don't know if it's everyone or if it's just some of them, her pupils like expand. It's like squish. You move. Slow it down. So play back the video in slow speed.
Who knows? Maybe we'll be able to find out a thing or two about the Raiden Shogun from her.
Okay, I guess we're going to the Grand Narukami Shrine, which is way over there. Hey, look, a dragon. No, it's the sacred sakura tree. It appears that the Kamisato estate is the closest place to our destination. Ooh, these are torii gates, correct? If I recall. And look, fox statues. Suspicious. Ooh, there's a purpley bug. Let's not kill it. Yay. Only Kabuto. Wait, is that a demon bug or a devil bug? Is that what that translates to? I guess that's maybe not. Electrocardiogram. I couldn't get it. Sir? You've got something that I do not want, so up we go. We're going to veer off our path slightly in order to unlock these travel points. I have so many confusions.
Stand with me. Our bond is strong.
Am much confused. So I would really like to get this teleport waypoint first. And then come back around and trigger the Grand Narukami Shrine. I don't know if I'm going to be able to or not. Because it's very shrine-like there. I found my berries. You know, it'd be kind of funny if they would comment on your method of approach. Like this, I climbed up the side of the mountain. It'd be funny if they'd be like, yeah, you know there was a road, right? I didn't mean to climb the mountain. Alright. There it is. Get over there without triggering the cutscene. That is gorgeous. All the sakura flowers. Or petals, I guess. Leaves. Cool. So if we would have just come up the right way, we would have found this as part of our normal progression. Yamada? Is there something you need? If not, I need to get back to my slips. What are you doing? Drawing fortune slips. I wish the almighty Shogun will change her mind and lift the Sakoku? Thought it was Sankoku decree. But I've already drawn slips several times. They either read misfortune or great misfortune. Alas, what an awful day. Because of the restrictions of the Sakoku degree, I can no longer sail out for business. The goods I have now are all stuck. Business has not been smooth at all, and even the Grand Narukami Shrine can't save me. Is it because my luck can't get better after I witnessed that event? No, no way. I can't give up now, no matter how many times it takes. I will get a good slip before I leave. What event are you referring to? Something that happened after the Vision Hunt decree came out. Someone bit off more than he could chew by challenging the Vision Hunt decree enforcers from the Tenryou Commission to a duel before the throne. We heard stories about this one. Naturally, this imprudent guy was promptly defeated and received divine punishment from the almighty Shogun. What an awful way to go, now that I think about it. But to everyone's surprise, the vision that the defeated man had lost was taken away by another young lad who barged onto the scene. That vision, which should have become part of the statue of the almighty Shogun, is now in the hands of some unknown Ronin. Alas, what a terrible omen. Cool. Can I draw a fortune slip?
What? Another bad one? No, let me try again.
This tree, the like crack on it, this looks very similar to the tree that we interacted with during the Lantern Rite Festival with Hu Tao. Am I supposed to click something?
Do
Guess
you
not.
think that's Lady Yai?
Yes, I do.
Oh, no wonder Junyo is so excited. She has a really striking presence. Also, is it just Paimon? Or did she look right at us just now?
Well, you guys do look really strange, so you're bound to draw attention.
It was probably nothing. It's not like she's ever seen us before.
Keep away. Keep away from me.
I gave up the art of the sword. Please, let me go, I beg you.
As you can see, Lady Yai, Domon has persisted in this state for some time now. He appears to see those who have lost to him in duels past, gathered all around him to persecute him.
Lady Yai, it must be a possession, right? This is nothing like him at all. In the past, no matter what came his way, he would always face it with a confident smile.
I'm sorry. It is clear to me that your sensei is not possessed by any evil spirit.
Rip sensei. Yai Miko.
But then does that mean he...
Yes. This is a change in the person himself. Unable to cope with the tremendous pressure he was under, he suffered a spiritual collapse. With his wits impaired, he finally descended into madness. As one who is thrown into the sea, though he fights back desperately against his predicament, it does nothing to prevent his descent into the depths.
It's just the imposing shoe of Yai Miko.
As for what has triggered this change, I believe it must be the loss of his vision. For to be stripped of one's vision is to be stripped of one's ambition.
Stripped of his ambition? But Lady Yai, even without his ambition, why should he suffer such a dramatic change? How does that explain his descent into madness?
Well, because his entire personality and all of his studying of the art of the sword was driven by his ambition.
Your school practices Meikyo Shisui art, does it not?
Totally random, but I posted a bunch of just random emotes in chat earlier, and you may have seen them if you've been watching from the start. But there was one that I glanced over and was looking at. I'm like, is that a sponge? Is that a peanut? I could not figure out what it was, and it's a what is it? Better TTV emote, and it is in fact a sponge. And I looked at it and I confirmed that it was a sponge. And it was definitely a sponge. And for some reason I found that quite comical. Oh, and it doesn't work with the emote explosion on the screen. That's super sad. Well, if you're in somebody's chat that has better TTV emotes, do :sponge, all lowercase, : no spaces. And then you'll know. If you're watching after the stream, you should have got it live to see what I was losing my mind over. Sponge. Sponge. That's good. That's some good stuff right there. Your school practices here, let's because I was yapping over that.
Your school practices Meikyo Shisui.
Arts, does it not?
Stillness of mind, freedom from all agitation. What a fine notion that would be if any in this world could ever hope to achieve it. There was once one who claimed to be indifferent to rank and reward, and who fled enraged when defeated by his junior. And then there was an aged swordmaster who was aggrieved enough that he crossed blades with a disciple he himself had taught. Then, what of the one who crossed blades with his own sensei and beloved fellow disciple, and defeated them both? Can one truly remain unagitated, of still mind in moments such as these?
Lady, I'm not sure I understand.
The path of the sword master is filled with twists and turns. It is no small undertaking to pursue the position of greatest sword master in the world. It requires one to take their sword firmly in both hands and cut down the hopes and dreams of others, even those of one's closest companions. Only a deep commitment to his ambition to become the best made it possible for him to rise above the pain of these encounters, to focus on the way ahead.
real
When
possibility.
that ambition disappeared, he began to doubt himself. As he battled his growing anxiety, he slowly descended into the state you see him in now. Much like a certain fatally flawed friend of mine.
Foreboding.
Poor Sensei. To think he's been suffering so greatly.
So he probably does need to see Anzai.
I'm sorry. It's all my fault. Father, Sensei, Anzai.
That's enough.
Hey, look, he's here.
Huh? Isn't that Anzai? Where did he come from? Did he follow us the whole way here?
Probably. Well, probably not. We climbed up the side of the mountain after all.
Anzai, why are there two of you? Is that you or a ghost? You're here for revenge, aren't you? I knew it would come. I never should have.
You're right to assume that my feelings towards you are far from kindly. But I didn't come here to settle a score. It's been so long now that I made peace with it years ago. You did nothing wrong that day. I couldn't face the humiliation. That's why I ran. I don't think most of the people you beat along the way would hold it against you. On the contrary, when you cut our ambitions short, we entrusted them to you, in the hopes that they might carry you further. Now I know that we can't place our hopes in you any longer, since you've been stripped of your ambitions too. But that is no reason to strip them of theirs. Follow the way of the sword all the way to the highest peak. You taught them that, didn't you?
But what if one day, the same thing happens to them? I put everything I had into trying to become the best. But what if it was all a huge mistake right from the start? If there's a chance they'll end up like me one day, I'd rather they stay where they are now than go any further down this path.
It's not your choice to make.
Have you asked them what they think?
Sensei, after you rescued me from the hands of the pirates, I told myself I would follow in your footsteps for the rest of my days. I can't know whether I will suffer in my future as you do now. All I know is that here and now, in the present, I wish to continue. I want to keep going until the day that I can stand before everyone with my head held high and announce that I, like my sensei Domon before me, am a master of Meikyo Shisui art.
Every time they say his name, it sounds like when those telemarketers call and it's a recording and then they've had somebody, like, say your name into the recording. It's like, hello, we are calling about your car's extended warranty. If you are Domon, please press 1 to confirm that you would like to... It just... The pronunciation sounds so inconsistent with the rest of the text.
Nanako's far from the only one.
See, even him saying, like, Nanako.
All of us think that way.
Nanako's far from the only one. It's just, it's the same cadence with all the rest of the text, but Domon. And let me clarify, that very well may be how his name is pronounced. I'm not commenting on that, because cadences and words can have stressed syllables and whatever that way. But just the flow of the sentence was reminiscent of that. It was kind of interesting.
Goodness. Okay. Well,
You see? You can place the ambition you once had in their hands. Being stripped of your ambition is something that's never happened to me, so I can't claim to understand it. But I do know what it feels like to have your ambitions crushed. That's what happened on the day that you so effortlessly defeated me. So, just as I once placed my ambitions onto you, it is time for you to release yours into their custody. You are not in the same position that I was. When I left, I had nothing to my name. But you have a great number of worthy disciples.
I understand. I'm sorry to have made you worry for me, and for the state of Meikyo Shisui art. I no longer have the resolve to become the best in the world. The emptiness and suffering inside of me will not abate, so I cannot hope to still my mind and be free of agitation. But as your sensei, I shall commit to imparting unto you everything I have learned in my life so far. This is my promise. And I humbly ask Anzai, my senior, to hold me to my word.
Senpai Anzai.
You can count on that.
Anzai Senpai.
I'd be checking in on you occasionally anyway, just to make sure you hadn't lost your mind again. But I am now used to the life of a wanderer. I do not belong in the dojo anymore, so I will simply stop by once in a while to make sure you aren't cutting any corners with them.
Yay.
Well, don't just stand there staring at me. Say thank you to Lady Yai and then get yourself back home.
The Meikyo Shisui art disciples thank
So
and
even though his ambition was taken away, his disciples can take it over on his behalf. Guess that sort of solves this one, huh?
Hoyoverse, you need to stop running the cutscene text so quickly. I cannot read it. Yes, it seems as good of a resolution as we can hope for.
Traveler, a moment, please. Lady Yai has some words for you.
Whatever it is, we didn't do it.
So, my intuition was correct.
Hi. Yai.
The wind that blows from afar carries fresh life to these shores. For us to meet now is premature. Nevertheless, you set foot on these islands at precisely the right moment. I have high hopes for you, child. Don't disappoint me.
I could never disappoint you. Although that might be a better thumbnail. The perspective there is kind of intense. And Paimon's like, huh?
Ooh, Lady Yai seems to have taken a real interest in you.
Well, that's because I'm a genuinely interesting person. What would you expect? We talk about sponges. That's gonna become a thing. It's gonna become a thing. I'm gonna write that down because that's gonna become a thing. Sponges. Over here. Here. Pile. Oh, here it is. They are here. Oh, that's a I should read these more often. Let me do it on the back of this page. Okay, I'm not gonna. Someday I'll let you know what that says, but not today. It's somehow something. Somehow something stream related, but sponge. Like car washing. That is so weird. And the best part is, people are gonna ask what on earth the sponge emote is about once I get it added to the lineup. We've got like 4 slots right now, and I've got an applesauce one that I need to make for the Genshin Impact tie-in and some other ideas, but yeah, Sponge. I think Sponge.
She seems super mysterious.
Like it.
Paimon's so curious what she really meant by all that. We can come back to it another time. For now, we should go report back to Miss Kamisato.
Conrad? He should be alright, right? Who's he, if I might ask? I'm talking about my love. He's now serving as a soldier in Tatarasuna? I've written letters to him before asking if he was doing well, but somehow none of those letters got a reply. I don't really have any other way to contact him, so I can only pray for him here. I hope the Archon will bless him and keep him safe. Best of luck to you. You are too nice. Thank you. You seem like a seasoned traveler. I'll give this amulet to you. It'll protect you in your journeys ahead. If I can see my lover again, I'll prepare one for him as well. Cute. Lucky dog's eagle feather. What the lucky dog doing? Maki the Shrine Maiden. You a tourist heading to the Grand Narukami Shrine? Come in and grab a fortune slip. People who come to the shrine are mostly looking for the Archon's blessings. They believe that if they get a good fortune slip, they will be blessed by the Electro Archon, and that life will be easy in the upcoming days. But if they get a bad slip, they can still leave the slip at the shrine in hopes of a change of fate. If you have any wishes, why don't you come get a slip for yourself as well? I want to reunite with my family. Even the petal that drifts furthest shall one day return to the earth. The Electro Archon will watch over you. Can I draw? Nope, it's climbing on the door. Can I draw? Oh, there's a person. There's a person. There's a person now. These must be the not so good fortunes that people have left behind. Oops, sorry. This is the Grand Narukami Shrine. Paimon wonders if that Shrine Maiden will get mad if we just pick the blossoms off the ground.
See that he stays safe.
Sacred Sakura. It's a wolf-shaped tree. Or a fox, not a wolf. Pointy nose. Ooh. Cool. Interesting. Okay. Want a fortune slip? Gee, she's so cold. Yes, I'd like one. Got it. Here's how it goes. First, shake this thing over here. Isn't it called a fortune slip box? Yes, a bamboo slip will drop out from it. Give it to me and I'll give you a matching strip of paper. Pretty sure they say it's a fortune slip. Whatever. Emon's got a question. What do we do if we get one that means bad luck? It's fate. You got a problem with that? Huh? Eh? Isn't there that shelf-like thing outside we can use to... She seriously just say... Teachmas! What? The guessing has been guessed. Also, welcome! Did you see the sponges? Sponges. They may not show up if you don't have the better TTV plugin. Let me see. Oh, right. So it's like this. Tie the inauspicious slip onto the fortune slip hanger to change ill fortune to good. Ah, right. If you get a slip with ill fortune, just tie it to that shelf. That'll do. Huh. What a bunch of... No. Sorry, we at the Grand Narukami Shrine are most gentle indeed. Even if you should draw a slip with bad luck, you shall have a chance to turn it around. You found a big Sony Trinitron. Some guy had it in his basement. Only problem is you can't lift it up your stairs. Well, the good news is it's your stairs that it can't go up, and that means you have a large Trinitron in your possession. Roughly how big are we talking? Are we like a 22 or like a 36? Something like that. The model number on the back will generally tell you what the screen size is. I wonder if I can find, while you're doing that, I'll see if I can find an image of the one, my neat little friend. (27 FS120). So that is a 27-inch screen. The FS, that might be a similar production line as the one that I have. Made in 2006. Geometry problems can be common on flat sets like that. They recommend trying a side-scrolling game to see if there's any geometry issues. Not that necessarily means anything bad about it. Just an observation. Oh, it's got the speakers on the side. Very nice. That is actually just a moment while I open my studio door. Different model out there. there's literally a gray one sitting right outside the door in the hallway there. But it doesn't have the side speakers on there. But that's good. Lots of inputs on the back is always good as well. Looks like S video and multiple. Oh, it's actually got an HDMI input on it. Okay. So as a heads up, that one will likely not work for light gun based games like Duck Hunt or Lethal Enforcers, because it's most likely an upscaled HDMI, or not upscaled HDMI, upscaled HD video, and it is because of how they do that, it throws off the way that the scan lines read, and so the zappers, they don't read the target zones correctly on the thing. But as far as other games, other retro gaming and stuff, I'd say it's a very nice set. And 27's a decent size to where it's not unbearably heavy while still being sizable. And those speakers, those front-facing speakers, in my experience, they've actually been pretty good for being an integrated speaker. So that's pretty cool too. Yeah. So nice score. Unfortunate that it was in a basement, because I know that was probably a ordeal. But yeah, I was gonna dig around here real quick and see if I could find my friend. Was it just the TV, or did it have the matching base with it too? Because for a while they had a whole system going on where there was a matching cabinet. There it is. Let's see if I can show this. Download that. Give me a couple moments to make this convoluted process. Just the TV, no base. Still a good score. Definitely a main floor sort of thing. Or I mean, you can go to lower floors. Going upstairs is well, I guess like you found out, quite unpleasant. As far as a technique for that, don't throw out your back. But if you've got giant arms, you put the screen against your body typically, especially on a flat one like that. It makes it a little nicer. And then what I found is I can reach over the top and grab a hold of the little indentation there that is on the back, and then kind of tip the thing a little bit so I can get my other hand under the front corner of the base so I can pick the whole thing up. They are unbearably heavy in most cases. The 27 not as bad as a 32, but you're still talking several 100 pounds to 200 pounds potentially. And it's such a weird shape, but that seems to be about the best way to pick them up if you're doing it one person with a big one like that. And you got to be careful with it. That's the biggest thing. A lot of times the plastic housing, like on the back, that can get brittle over time, especially if it was stored near a window, because that UV really tears up that plastic. So you'll want to be careful as far as pressing on that. If there's any geometry issues or degaussing problems, or not degaussing, but gaussing problems that need degaussed, that sort of thing, there is... most of your controls for making adjustments are actually inside the cabinet itself, so you do have to unscrew it in order to get to the potentiometers and things. But definitely, before you tackle adjustments like that, look up some videos, because I haven't even done that on my own, because I don't want to mess it up. Let me see. If it's a KV-27FS120, it's an even 100 pounds, so it's not the worst. You can carry it if you tip it at a 45-degree angle. Yep, that gives you kind of a gripping spot to go from. So there is... let me see what I can do with this. This might be useful to you. This is an in-depth thing, but it also gives you a look at the remote, because the remote opens up a lot of additional menu options and everything. Let me see if it's going to let me post this in my own chat. This is a link to archive.org, and it is the Sony Trinitron KV-27FS120 service manual, published by Sony. It is basically the original, the service manual. It'll give some more descriptions about things, some of your connections, as well as walking you through some of the repair stuff. If it's been, again, with the repair stuff, if it's been recently turned on, and you pull it open to do repair, or if it's on when you do work on it, and be very careful not to short anything out, because there is a flyback transformer in there, and they can deliver a lethal shock. It's mostly contained within the tube itself, and your arc is going to be inside the tube, but you can, if you hit the wrong terminals on the circuit board, you can pick up that shock yourself, and that's not something you want to do. But this is the link to that page, in the event that you want to take a look at it, or even just learn more about the construction of the device. I love it. They're fascinating. It's got like full-on wiring diagrams, the board diagram in there. This is actually a really nice book. I'm kind of fascinated by that. Anyway, so back to me trying to do this, so I can get this thing here and this, and then I'm gonna do one. Let's see. This will probably work here. Somebody play the Price is Right, or the Jeopardy waiting sound. Really don't think any of this content on here is really that concerning, but in the interest of not revealing things to the interweb, I think that should be good. Okay, and then here. Oh, you're welcome. You have a couple other CRTs, but you don't work on them. I totally understand. It's it can certainly be, at least for me, it's a very intimidating process, and I'll probably end up having to deal with it, but for now, as long as they work, I'm not real concerned about fine tuning the graphics myself. But eventually, once I go min-maxing, I guess, on my retro gaming setup, I'll probably have to do something. Okay, got that moved over there. Let me get that pulled down from here, and then I can show you my the legend. Wow, that editing job was terrible. Okay, this feller here, and there we go. Beautiful, fantastic, fantabulous. And then I need to add a source. Apologies to those of you watching after the stream, because this happened live, and you still get to see it. Image, that's the button I want. Let's go Trini. We'll call it Trini. Where did that download to? Open folder. Oh, it went to the other downloads. Wonderful. I put in a extra storage drive on here because I was running out of space, and yeah, there we go. That, ignore the scribbly gook, but that is the Trinitron that I picked up. Who knows how long ago at this point, but completely intact, beautiful feller. Let me get zoomed in here. This is the actual screen itself. It's actually got like a SD card reader on the front of it, and that front panel flips down. Got the speakers on the side. I think that's where I got my reference for that audio take. Epic, yeah. I don't remember the size on that one. Actually, probably got the manual somewhere here in the studio, because it was in here while I was getting it set up and making sure it was working and finding a place for it. And then this is the base. It's shaped basically like the Trinitron itself, the TV. but it's got a platform on it. These are curved glass doors. They're kind of smoked glass, so it's like a blackout sort of appearance. I'm going to disappear off the screen here so I can zoom this in some more. Beautiful little thing. Weighs like 1,800 pounds, or at least it feels like it. We call them baby elephants around here because they're gray and feel like an elephant. I've picked this one up myself. I actually set it up onto the stand twice, and we'll actually get to that too. Myself. Well, at the time, that was a few years ago, but it was literally at the limit of my strength for being able to pick it up, that size of thing. And the thing is, it's got to be a 32. I'm pretty sure. It feels like a big one. It might be a 36, but I think it's a 32. The neat thing about it, and I don't know if they all had it, but I've seen a lot of them that do, on the back, kind of right here at the base, but on the back, there is a backpack buckle, the plastic little thing on a strap, that's attached to the bottom, and you can actually, it's got a receiver built into the housing of the back of the TV. And so you can actually buckle the TV to the base so it doesn't tip off. There are little cups that hold the feet to help keep it in place. It's a phenomenal little design. Do I use it much, or mostly just appreciate its existence? Right now, it is currently essentially being stored during the general overhaul of the interior of the building. So it's mostly just appreciation at the moment, but as soon as I get stuff established and get this one's probably going in the bedroom, because I can't put it downstairs in the future movie theater area. It's an elephant. There you go. But it will be kind of Kurhu, it's definitely accurate. It's almost accurate to size. We can zoom this in. Of course, it's on top, so it's gonna block me out. It's like real size now. I believe it's a 32-inch on that one, Kurhu. But yeah, it'll be my regular, probably basically my daily gaming screen. But it's got the number of inputs on this. There's literally like 15 different inputs on this thing. From S-video to antenna to it's insane how many inputs are on there. And with this bottom space, I'm going to be able to hook up the Betamax. I'm going to be able to hook up all the retro games. It's going to be so awesome. And this base here, because I didn't get to talk about that, and this is my pride and joy actually at this point. This base is a custom cut, like 3/4 inch piece of plywood that I disassembled the entire structure of this wooden, the pre-made base, so I could get to the shape of the bottom plate, and drew out a thing with a perimeter on it, and the intent was to put like quarter round or something on here so I could keep it from slipping off. That didn't end up being necessary. And then I mounted casters on the bottom here. You can kind of see this one. Some engineer decided to min-max the Trinitron as one of the last iterations of the CRT. That is awesome. It's a phenomenal piece of work, that's for sure. But the base there, I gave it wheels, and it's got wheels, and it can hold the full weight. I calculated the weight of the unit and everything, and then make sure the wheels were rated for it. And it moves so much better now. I wouldn't take it on a slope of any kind, because if you did, the angular force would probably crush because this is just like a plywood particle board frame on the base that they made. But it was it moves around on the flat floor just like butter. Literally one hand I can push this thing around, and it is so awesome. So that would be my recommendation: is make a cart for it, or put it on something solid with wheels, and then find it a home on a flat ground. But yeah, it's beautiful, and of course the because it's story time, I guess. You can see in the corner over here, I was doing some color testing on the logo. See, doesn't it look the same? I didn't like this original blue, so yeah, that's a whole different ordeal. Because eventually I'm gonna have to put the logo up in the studio here, and so I was doing some testing there. But yeah, that's the Trinitron story, and it's thank you for bringing that up, because never pass up on an opportunity to talk about the Trinitron. I love it. Well, considering our Flashback Fridays bezel is one of the first ever Trinitrons ever made, so yeah, that's fun. Just add this down here to the list of things that are resources in case I ever need it. Alrighty. But yeah, very, very cool. Congratulations on your new well, your new baby elephant. Thankfully they don't eat much, but they do take up quite the footprint. And they're so nice. I just love them. That classic hum of CRT TV that strangely a lot of people can't hear. And maybe it's why I have tinnitus now. Who knows? So yeah, that's a nice little Trinitron discussion. Yay. Let me see. I want to go back and catch that audio. Oh, even if you draw a slip with bad luck, you shall have a chance to turn it around. Something about this doesn't seem right. Let's go draw a slip. Okay. There's a chance every day to receive a fortune slip. The procedure is as follows. Shake a bamboo slip from the fortune slip box. Exchange that bamboo slip for a fortune slip with Gendo Ringo. Would you like to try your luck today? Yes. You pick the slip cylinder up. I thought it was a box. Do I get to shake it? Oh, I don't get to shake it. Yay! Successfully drawn a fortune slip. Open it up, quick! Good luck? Is it good luck? Give me that bamboo slip. Right. This shrine really seems to lack the whole divine affection thing, huh? Here. This is not how I expected my first visit to a shrine would go. Let's see how our luck's going. Yes, you can only draw one fortune slip each day. Please remember that. It's too tiring, otherwise... Wait, no. If not, you won't be able to use the fortune slip hanger to... No, that's not right either. What was I supposed to say? Fortune slips are the manifestation of our Archon's will. It is our place as mortals to respect it and do all we can. See? Elegantly put. So please remember, you can only draw one fortune slip each day. Let Paimon see, let Paimon see! Wow, it says very auspicious. Yeah! It's like today's Paimon's lucky day. Yours? That's right, your fortune is Paimon's fortune, and vice versa. Paimon's fortune is also your fortune. When Paimon eats good food, that's good fortune. So, for the sake of your fortune, please give Paimon some good food. Not a chance. Hey, I got the bamboo slip. And the fortune slip. Does it go in here? A fortune slip? Also known to a certain someone as strips of paper. You can only get one of these per day, and it will cause a previous day's fortune slip to lose meaning and disappear. They say that slips that portend ill luck, such as misfortune or great misfortune, can be tied to the fortune slip hanger as a prayer for a turnaround. Regardless, fate and destiny are things best grasped and forged in one's own hands. Invoice, invitation letter. Just looking for the... Well, I guess we turned it in, so I shouldn't have the... Oh, champion medal. That's right, we won the Crux back. Also, huge bag of Mora. No way. I thought we used all of this up. Funds provided by child. The sense of stability one gets from its weight also makes one unwilling to part with the money. The face value of each of these coins is very large, but they can be redeemed for smaller change at the Northland Bank. Interesting. I should look at that stuff more often. Okay, let's go back to Miss Ayaka Kamisato. We'll just fly down to her house. Over all of the Torii gates. Again, I may be mispronouncing those, but I'm pretty sure those are Torii gates. Wee, I'm falling. Ouch. I nearly fell on a fox. Must know. Yes, I was not wrong. 2 eyes, but not wrong. Yay. Tori. 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 Because it's 2 eyes, so long eye, so Tori. Somewhere around there. May not be perfect. I never pretended I was perfect. I might have pretended that I pretended I was perfect. That's a pretending... What? That's kind of cool how they've incorporated the Tori gate into...
Oh, Ayaka! Guess who fulfilled all your wishes? Huh? Ayaka! Huh?
Huh?
Suddenly, Toma! Hello! Maybe this is who I was thinking about that had the ribbons in her hair.
It is a pleasure to finally meet you both face to face. I have heard all about how you helped our 3 friends. My sincerest thanks to you.
The damage done by losing a vision can't be completely undone.
Yeah. Short of getting them their visions back, it seems like there's no way to really help them. Ayaka, how come this time you get to come out and meet us in person?
Because now that you have done the 3 things I asked of you, I consider you to be my friends. As you will observe, I dispense with the screen for Toma also.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a second. But isn't Toma your, servant? Paimon's happy to help and all, but Paimon sure as heck did not sign up to be a servant.
Oh. Paimon, you are most entertaining. Toma is first and foremost my friend, and was so before he ever became my attendant.
Oh, okay then. Ayaka, you seem pretty different out in the open compared to how you are behind the screen.
Friend request accepted.
Alright, we can be friends.
Thank you both kindly. Back to the matter at hand. You have now witnessed the pain of those deprived of their visions. What are your feelings on what you have seen?
Seems to be a fate worse than death.
Perhaps in the eyes of a deity such as the almighty Shogun, the lives of those who inhabit the world are inconsequential. Thunders roar, lightnings flash, the winds assault, and the rains descent. All these things take place with no regard for the feelings of the common people.
But I believe that surely you understand what they must endure. It seems that perhaps now you can appreciate my feelings on all of this. In which case, perhaps you would be willing to reconsider your stance?
Nope. I want another option. Where's my Alt F4. I want another option. Yes, I will help you fight the Vision Hunt
You
Kree,
will? Really?
but you must keep the promise you made.
Naturally.
All right, bravo, my lady. You were right all along.
See? I told you she wouldn't reject them. I'd placed my trust in the right person after all. Now then, given that the remainder of our discussion pertains to matters of a more confidential nature, perhaps we could move to the Komore Tea House? We ought not to involve other members of the Yashiro Commission.
Speaking of, we also need to talk to the Yashiro. Kamisato, Ayaka, and Toma take you once again to the Komore Tea House. I got it all read that time.
Here we are again.
Please continue without me. I'll keep watch.
Bye. Wish you would have kept watch instead of being the one that I pulled.
Anyway, what makes it your favorite meeting spot?
This is land that was gifted to the
dark.
Yashiro Commission by the Shogun. The Kamisato clan has the exclusive right to plan, build, and repair any property on this land, and even to allow or deny access. Such privileges exist due to the Yashiro Commission's role in managing ceremonial affairs. Oftentimes, it is not appropriate to discuss details in front of bystanders.
Oh, Paimon gets it. Gotta keep a bit of mystery, right?
Or just keep the wrong people from hearing what's going on.
Once the number of ceremonial affairs conducted in the city began to decline, our forebears built a tea house here. Only members of the Yashiro Commission are permitted to come and go as they please.
Makes sense. Perfect place for a secret base.
In any case, we can talk freely here. I presume you have a few questions that you wish to ask me?
Yes. What kind of god is the Raiden Shogun? Fun fact, Shogun is Spanish for general.
The Almighty Shogun.
Not Spanish. What? Brain! No! I failed immensely!
Most
Japanese.
Of them formal ceremonies.
Shogun is Japanese for general. I feel like Fred from Big Hero 6. Welcome to Mikasa! That's French for front door. That's actually a word that I knew, and I still failed so miserably. Wow. So yeah. It's yeah. Let's get that audio back since I was talking over it.
The Almighty Shogun. I've seen her on but only a few occasions, most of them formal ceremonies. She inspires awe, commands respect, and exudes a sense of absolute authority. But as I recall, there was something else about her that struck me even more deeply.
Was the lightning? Lightning has a tendency to strike.
It was her almost complete lack of any emotion. In that sense, she appeared to me to be less of a ruler and more of, well, an executive official, I suppose. Focused exclusively on her single goal of implementing eternity, acting accordingly without feeling.
Is no one else fighting the Vision Hunt decree?
The issue is this. For the vast majority of people, the Vision Hunt decree is something that has no implications whatsoever.
Because most people don't have visions.
After all, it is but a tiny minority of people who receive visions. Moreover, it is not unknown for visions to spark jealousy in others. Because of this, the attitude of most people towards the Vision Hunt decree is one of indifference.
How can they be like that? Paimon's getting mad.
Oh, don't let the gremlin get angry.
Nevertheless, in addition to us, there is also the
Tatsumi.
resistance on Watatsumi Island.
Resistance? You mean like an army fighting against the decree?
Hey, look, it's Dungo. Three-color Dungo.
Yes. Many who have lost or fear losing their visions have rallied together under Sango no Miya on Watatsumi Island to form a resistance group.
She's part of the resistance group?
To say a little more about Sango no Miya, historically, there has always been some conflict between them and the shogunate of Narukami Island due to their different belief systems. But I do wonder whether there may be some other agenda behind their resistance movement, beyond merely fighting the Vision Hunt decree.
Planning a coup? We raised a formal objection to the Vision Hunt decree.
Of course. We have tried on numerous occasions. Unfortunately, each time a proposal to repeal the decree arrives at Tenshukaku, it is promptly vetoed by both the Tenryou Commission and the Kanjo Commission, and subsequently scrapped. They invariably adopt a stance of unconditional support for the Shogun's decisions. They have no interest in discussing anything. It almost makes one wonder whether they had a hand in the Shogun's sudden decision to issue the Vision Hunt decree.
She's talking like an adeptus. I have no further questions.
Ooh, Paimon has a question though.
Oh, are you gonna ask about saving or paying off his debts?
Oh? What would you like to know, Paimon?
Have you got a plan yet to fight the Vision Hunt decree?
She's got a vision.
To be honest, we do not.
What?
Rip.
Please, do not forget that challenging the Vision Hunt decree is tantamount to challenging a deity. Coming to terms with that is already a difficult step to take.
So what are we gonna do?
I thought you guys would solve that problem for us. That's why I roped you into this quest.
Well, for the moment, all we can do is try and reduce the harm that is being caused by this decree. For example, by providing vision bearers with safe refuge, or manufacturing counterfeit visions for them as a contingency measure.
You're telling Paimon that there are people out there who can make fake visions?
Don't underestimate the talents of the craftspeople in Hanamizaka.
Hanamizaka?
To the naked eye, their counterfeits are indistinguishable from the genuine article.
Must have been where Venti went. Venti Vent? I kind of want one too.
The problem we are facing right now is that Master Masakatsu, who was providing us with counterfeit visions, has recently been arrested by the Tenryou Commission.
Darn! So they found out about it? Ugh.
Yes. We knew it was not a long-term solution, and that it was only a matter of time before it would be exposed. But we cannot simply abandon Master Masakatsu.
He saved many others. It's only right that he should be saved
Exactly. I feel the same way. But given mine and Toma's identities as part of the Yashiro Commission, breaking him out of prison would risk dragging down the reputation of the entire Kamisato clan should we be caught. That would only serve to cast suspicion on any future activity we might seek to attempt.
So you're offloading that job to me, the traveler who just arrived in this country and has forged access papers.
By no means do we intend to place the burden of such a task on your shoulders alone. When you are ready, go to Hanamizaka and look for a fireworks shop run by the Naganohara family.
Naganohara?
There, you will find someone who can help you.
Omamori, Justice, and something else that went away too fast for me to read. Can I play the drum? Nope.
Delicious. The books were more interesting in the past.
Hi, Charumaru. Woof. Who's a handsome ducky you are? Alrighty. Well, see what's gonna happen once we walk out of here. Nothing in particular. 105 meters. Are we that close? Well, we don't have time for that. Because we are out of time for today. So, that's not the button I wanted. Oh, actually, it is the button I wanted. Let's pull our achievements first. Because we got a couple of them today. Paimon's lucky day. Draw a grade fortune slip at the Grand Narukami Shrine. Omamori Justice number 1. Complete 3 small wishes. Oh. That because the first one was tied to the Omamori. Second one was justice and something with an A. And then the last one was the guy that wanted to be number 1. That makes sense. Cool. Thank you for the primos. Alright. Now, with that, we are going to wrap up for today. For those of you watching after the stream, I do want to remind you that we stream these videos live at twitch.tv/unexpectedlyrandom. We are here Monday through Saturday at roughly 7-ish p.m., sometimes Central Time. But most of the time, it's late. Sometime in the p.m. Central Time. Make sure you follow us on Twitch to join the chaos and check out our streaming schedule for the current lineup. We also have a Facebook and Instagram. Those are the best places to stay up to date with any changes that may occur pertaining to the streaming schedule. And we have a TikTok and the social media platform formerly known as Twitter if you want to check us out over there. Otherwise, if you're enjoying the content there on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps out the channel a lot, and it lets us know what content you guys are enjoying. That's everything I've got for this episode of Genshin Impact. Hope you guys had a wonderful time today. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Until then, stay random.